It's week 9 of the National Football League, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the Texans and the Seahawks. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the beautiful city of Seattle. We welcome you. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, it's that time of the year. A little bit more urgency. The calendar page. The kicker, Chase McLaughlin, will get this one started. And off we go from Lumen Field. A safe kick taken at the 5. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
He's coming off such a strong performance last week, Mike, where he did a little bit of everything. Throws for 3 touchdowns, ran for another, but most importantly, leads his team to the big win. I'll tell you what, he has his eyes set on trying to do the same thing here over these next 4 quarters.
Second down and 8. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
Stroud to throw here on first down. This one complete right side. Here's 2nd and 6. Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. And he'll get this up close to a first down as the tackle is made right at the midfield stripe. 3rd and a yard. They'll go play action with Stroud. He's got his man, right side, it's complete.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete. Luke Musgrave, the tight end, was the intended target there. And it'll bring up 2nd down. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. That one knocked away and incomplete.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
2 times they've connected on this drive now. This one for 21 yards and a first down.
Well, I think it's pretty clear what the week's plan was, and that was to get the quarterback in a rhythm right out of the gate. You got to imagine as the game unfolds, they'll sprinkle in some runs. But so far, it's been a passing game to get this game started, and that last one results in a first down.
This throw left is complete with Judy.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, it sets up 3rd down. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. Trying to drive his way forward. I think he is short, and he is. That means 4th down coming up.
So often in these short yardage defensive situations, Mike, you just have to sell out and play the tendencies. In this case, they knew a run was coming. They stop it short for no gain. Brings up 4th down.
They'll go. It's Stroud. That's taken in. And he's going to have that 1st down. They didn't want to settle for 3. And now it's 1st and goal. Now some movement up front. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. Now it is 1st and goal. From the gun, here's Stroud. And he'll take it on in. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Houston. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year. The extra point is good. And the Texans will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. Here comes the Seattle offense to take over for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
They find themselves coming off a win last week that came right down to the end. And the best teams in the NFL, Mike, they can win close games and they can win different style games. You're not going to blow people out consistently in the NFL. The league is just too good and has too much parity. But the teams that are the best in one-score games, they're often the ones finding themselves in the best position come playoff time.
They send the tight end in motion. They'll go again here with Kell. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
We'll try the zone read on 1st and 10. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now a toss, running left, it's Taylor. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's 3rd and 2. Willis to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Well, nothing real fancy here, Mike. Not a huge pickup, but anytime on 3rd down, you got to know where the sticks are, who's your most reliable player, and I think everybody in this booth knows exactly what position that is.
A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Now, off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. That's Ayuk with it on the left side. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play. And good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. This one from 54 yards out. This one off the upright. He had the distance, but it's no good. And they are not able to draw closer.
Mike, I'll tell you, off his foot, I thought he had it the entire way. I mean, sometimes you get lucky and the ball kind of kicks in off the upright, but other times you don't. And in this case, the upright sent it right back.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now, Stroud. Quick throw here is complete. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. A handoff as they try to run it here. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass.
Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. 3rd and long. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Encroachment defense. Still 3rd down.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. 17 yards on that connection. It's good for a Texans first down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Stroud going to set up the throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. Here's Stroud. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one.
To the goal line and in. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Texans. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Seahawks offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up third down. Willis now to throw. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
This has been a first half to forget on their offensive side of the ball. It just seems like it's been a snowball effect. Bad plays are leading to even worse plays, and that sack being the largest setback in the game that's been full of them.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Texans offense and Jamar Chase getting set for their next possession. Here's 1st and 10. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this second quarter. Looking to run away with this one before halftime. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build?
And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
The Texans getting all set to punt as he's standing right around his own goal line. Now a fair catch called for and taken right at the midfield stripe. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. Willis. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. Here comes 3rd and 6. To throw is Willis. Metcalf reels it in on the right side. It's a gain of 12 there. 1st down, Seattle.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Here's Willis. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Throwing, Willis. Open man, left side. He's got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. To throw, here's Willis. Caught. This is Ayuk. The Seahawks are going to have a 1st and goal. He's out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Now Willis. Off he goes. And he's into the end zone. Malik Willis. Touchdown, Seattle. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Texans offense going to take over just before the half. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. To throw, it's Stroud. Going for it all. And that'll be in and out of his hands. It's incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Inside the 10. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 74 yards. Touchdown, Houston. Using the tight end to get to the end zone, Greg, it's your old position. You're very familiar with that. That catch and carry. What an ability for your tight end to take it to the house.
Yeah, and this was never really the strength of my game, Mike, but we're seeing so many tight ends around the league who not only are great at securing the catch and making the tough ones, but it's their ability to extend the play after the catch that's separating them, just like we saw here.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And a minimal gain here, only to about the 31. Timeout Seahawks. That is their second, as that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple. Throwing is Willis. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
That's incomplete. Derek Hall on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down. He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Texans going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here. And instead, why don't we get right back to it, as we'll get ready for the 3rd quarter. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense ready to get back at it. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll run here with Taylor. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. 3rd and 6. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll try to run for it. And they will finally run him down up near midfield.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the 1st down.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Finding Metcalf quickly on the RPO. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Give up the middle to Taylor. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Willis now to throw. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. Great timing to call the screen. It's a gain of 17 and a 1st down.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
The tight end Fant in motion. Throwing Willis. And he's in. Touchdown Seahawks.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. From the gun, here's Stroud. Open man, downfield. Chase has it. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
When he continues to play at this level, Mike, it just makes this team so hard to beat. It's the combination of leading both long, sustained drives and then being able to strike in bunches. It puts so much pressure on these defenses, and with the way today's game has gone, doesn't look like he has any plans on slowing down.
That is Musgrave, the man in motion. Now he takes off, and he will score. C.J. Stroud, touchdown, Houston. That is a heartbreaker for the defense. They took away what he wanted to do in the air, Greg, but that scrambling ability gets him to the end zone for the touchdown.
And the reason he was able to take advantage with his legs here, Mike, is he made a fast decision realizing there was nowhere to go with the ball. The amount of guys the defense had in coverage took those passes away. He tucked the ball down, took advantage of the space, and he was able to take it all the way.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. they'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Seahawks offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The tight end Fant in motion. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it's... And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Metcalf, left side, he's got it. Down the sideline. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
Willis to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
3rd and long. Now they'll set up to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. Jermaine Burton, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. This one from 47 yards out. He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Seahawks are back within 2 scores.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to take over once again. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll motion a tight end right. Throwing on 2nd down. Stroud. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. The Seahawks offense starting to trot out for this next possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here. Backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Here's a 2nd and 9. The tight end Fant in motion. They'll look to throw. There's the big tight end Fant. And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll motion over Metcalf. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Now, faking the give. Metcalf makes the grab again. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8. The tight end Fant in motion. Back to the air one more time. This one complete to Burton. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Willis now to throw. That's complete to his running back, Taylor. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. They'll try and run for this. It's Taylor. So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. This one from 47 yards out. McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Seahawks are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense set to get going again. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
A 2nd down throw for Stroud. Quick throw, taken in, and they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Stroud going to set up to throw. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down. The Texans set to punt this one away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. The fair catch here, called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The home team's offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll send a tight end in motion right. Willis. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Here now, 3rd and 5. Here's Willis. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down. To throw is Willis. Able to complete it to Ayuk. And he will have the Seahawks 1st down. They'll have it by a lot. It turns out to be a big gainer on 4th down.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense.
Oh, no dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Throwing, Willis. That's caught left side by Burton. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. Now Willis. And that is incomplete.
They're lucky to have avoided this mistake here, Mike. In the 4th quarter, with possessions running out, that would have been a critical back-breaking play in this game. And they're going to have second life now after that defender drops the ball. And let's see if they can take advantage of it. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
This will be returned from the 6. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. 1st down and 10. To the middle of the field. That's taken in by Chase. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. Second and a yard. Up the middle they go. And he will have the 1st down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains. Now, Stroud. Into space at the 45. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he's going to have a 1st down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
They'll stay on the ground. And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. They'll stick with him again. Good running there. He's got the 1st down inside the 30. to the ground. He'll get it again. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. From the gun, here's a handoff. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. He dives, and what a catch for the 1st down. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.